localchristianbookstore.com.
localchristianbookstore.com.
Go to localchristianbookstore.com.
Together, we're hoping we can drive a bunch of new customers into your stores.
Ongoing journey that we want to be on with Christian retailers.
Our next presentation is on church engagement, engaging with your churches locally as a bookstore. And there is no company that's probably done, church engagement longer than LifeWay. They're more than a century old. This morning we have Brody Ferrell to represent it and talk about it. Brody is the independent channel representative and actually leader of it. And in addition to that, he's also a pastor, and he pastors a church. So what you're going to get today is the whole package. You're not only going to get the from selling the product perspective, you're also going to get a pastor's perspective on how to engage churches. So with that, Brody, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes, I do want to first and foremost say thank you to the entire Anchor family. Being able to be here, just such a blessing to the entire industry, from Chuck, from Jen, from the entire family. How wonderful it is to know that they serve and serve well, and that we can partner along in light of that. So a little bit about myself, just quick introduction. I don't want to spend too much time on that. But as we talk about gaining some local churches as committed customers, I just want to give a little bit of a brief intro into who we are. First and foremost, myself, Jim had mentioned that I am a bi-vocational pastor. If you've never met a preacher in Possum Town, well, you have now. That's the little community that I pastor at bi-vocationally, Possum Town, Tennessee. You can't find it on the map, but once you're there, you know you're there. So that's where I'm at. As far as who we are with Broadman Church Supplies, we are here for the church, period. We're a part of LifeWay Christian Resources. LifeWay has been around serving churches for well over 100 years, since 1891. That's who we are in serving local churches, that we want to be there for fueling ministry. And a part of fueling ministry is Broadman Church Supplies. So that way, what do? We simply provide those elements of worship, but also some of those necessary pieces of administration that a church is going to need on a week-to-week basis. So we want to be able to provide that. And why do we do what we do? That we want to see the kingdom expand. And one way that we can do so is by partnering with those who are in the local communities with the churches in your local communities. And so that's one of those things that through the retail partnership that we have collectively together, that we can have that goal achieved of why we do what we do. And part of that, yes, sales are great. Being able to come together in times like this is wonderful. But at the end of the day, that's the motivation. And hopefully that's the motivation on your heart as well within your local communities too. So that's a bit of introduction. But I want to go ahead and jump right in. I've got this handy dandy apron on, and I like to work a little bit. So let's get to work. And that's one of those things. I want to make sure that before we really dive deep, if you're watching this, streaming it, maybe watching it during your lunch break, just a quick question: that if If you've asked yourself the question, what can I do? If you've ever had any kind of complaints mentally or verbally about, hey, what can we do about gaining our local customers? And you want to do something about it. First and foremost, be committed to doing it. If you're not going to commit, hit the pause button on whatever screen you're watching and move along. Let's first and foremost make sure we have that good foundation, that we're committed to being able to do so. And once we commit, let's invest. Specifically, investing in certain people in the life of a church. When you think about investing that relational capital within the local church, as a bookstore owner, as a bookstore manager, in whatever way, shape, form, or fashion that you are engaged within your bookstore, and you want to really commit to investing in your local churches, your first thought may be, okay, I want to go to the pastors. I want to go to those who are those ministry leaders. Most of the time, the churches and communities, the average size of a church is going to be give or take about 100 just across the board, regardless of denomination, regardless of tradition, give or take. So there may be one senior pastor, and you want to go after that person. Or there may be one senior bishop or leader, and you want to go after that person. I would recommend, from professional and personal experience, go to the gatekeepers. That's where the value lies in seeking to gain the church customer. Two reasons behind that. Two reasons to think about why exactly you would want to go after the gatekeeper. And what do I mean by gatekeeper? That's going to be the secretary, the one who is answering the phones if they have somebody on staff to do so. That's going to be the clerk, the one who is tasked to be able to order on behalf of the church. That's going to be the one who is handling a lot of those day-to-day type activities and operations within the local church. And oftentimes it's not going to be that pastor, that church leader. It's going to be the secretary, the clerk, the gatekeeper from the outside perspective. That's where the high value lies, in that investing of relationship. Two reasons as to why, just to make sure that we really solidify ourselves on going after that person rather than, say, the senior leader, is number one, the average lifespan of somebody there as a church leader, regardless of denomination, regardless of tradition, regardless of whatever the case may be, in America, that senior leader or a ministry leader, typically there, maybe 4 years. So while they're there during that 4 years, they're focused so much on just trying to learn people, learn the culture, figuring things out. Do they know that there is this bookstore down the road? And are they going to be able to take their time and effort to really turn people towards there? Or rather, are they just going to continue to do what they do? They may be the ones that may be pushing for just the simple route of ordering online, and boy, do we hate those words, don't we? Yeah. However, the gatekeeper, they are the ones that are rooted in the community. They are typically the ones that have been at the congregation for 10, 20, 30 plus years. That's the ones that you want to get, because they are going to be there for a longer duration, and you're going to have more turn on that investment when you invest in that relationship. Also, as well, the decision maker. They typically make the decision, whether that is the senior leader, whether that is a ministry leader, they're going to be making that decision. And then what? Hey, Elaine, Gloria, can you order this for me? Do they care where they get it from? Probably not. They just want to make sure that they can get it. Is it going to be fellowship cups? Is it going to be some kind of Bible study? Is it going to be whatever that may be in the life of a church? We need to grab this. They just need to know that they can get it and get it in a certain time period. But the gatekeeper, that secretary, that clerk, where are they going to want to get it? That's why we want to invest in that relationship, because they are the ones that actually do the work of engaging with the local retailer. And so that's why we're going to go after that. For the sake of time, I do want to go ahead and move on to the second point that I have, the first of which is obviously go after those gatekeepers when it comes to investing in relational capital. The second thing is, you may have experienced this. You've got that person that comes into the store And they say, yes, I'm from so-and-so church down the road, and we've got this thing coming up, and it would be really nice if we could get some donations for our church and our ministry. If you've been there, you know that you just don't want to deal with that. That's the last thing you want to have to handle in the busyness of a hectic day as a store operator, as a store manager, as a store owner. You don't want to deal with that donation ask. And as I was preparing this, there was another thing as well from the retailer's perspective that you also hate to hear. And that's this. That's great. It's wonderful that you have it. Thanks for letting me know, but I'm just going to get it on Amazon. Oh, that one's an even tougher blow to the retailer, is it not? So how do we deal with either the donation ask that it may be a local church, or you do have a relationship already established with that local church and they're still going elsewhere? How do we handle that? Let them have skin in the game. Make that ill opportunity that you just don't want to deal with, turn it into a positive conversation so that you now have a partner in your retail business and they now have a partner in their ministry. What do I mean by that with having skin in the game? 2 examples as well that can be put to use on how to deal with if you've got somebody that is asking about something that, hey, it's great that you want it from us, but hey, let's partner together. Let's make sure that we can both benefit from an ongoing relationship. Or with Amazon, you don't want to lose any sales to online. And I just say Amazon just because they're the devil that we want to defeat, right? I mean, that's who we want to. So speaking of them, you don't want to lose anybody to that. And so how can you turn that conversation, as much as it stings the ears to hear, immediately you say, you might, in this instance, be able to get it cheaper online. So you're going to give them money, but are they going to give you anything? Plants a seed. And what I mean by giving something in regards to that is a fundraiser night. To be able to partner with local churches, for them to be able to promote within their communities, within their congregations, for all their parishioners to take part in, to say, hey, you know this retailer down the road? I haven't really mentioned it that much as a church leader, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Tuesday evening and all the proceeds from all of our congregants, from all of our friends, from all of our families, we're going to tell them to go to the store down the road. Because that store down the road, they're going to give us 5% of the proceeds that you all take part in there. Now, sure, you're going to have to give away 5%, but how much have you just gained in the process? And how much free advertising did you just get in the local churches in order to gain their sales? So have that skin into the game to where they're going to get something, may have to give up a little bit, but it's worth it because the tide is rising for everyone. And that's one way to maybe have skin in the game. Another is ongoing rewards programs. There's somebody, and I'll mention some other names if you want to reach out to these individuals. I've spoken with most of them, so to some of them, if you reach out to them, that may be a surprise. But one example, Ken Laughlin, out in Casa Grande, Arizona, that he does something like this at Good Ruby, that there is an ongoing rewards program. So that way, whenever that customer calls in and say, hey, can I get this? Okay, well, I may just get it online then. To that you say, okay. But is Amazon, is online, are they going to actually give towards your ministry? Because what we can do is we can actually create an ongoing rewards program with your church. So that way throughout the year, you just tell us what church you're with. You tell as many people to come by here in the shop, and it is unlimited the amount of money that you can make on this rewards program. The more that you come in and shop at our store, the more that we will give to you, and make it 1, 2, start with 5, whatever number works for you. Start there and have that rewards program for the local communities. They've now got skin in the game. They as a congregation, sure, they may pay a little bit more here, but as they tell their congregants to realize, hey, go here, shop here, spend your money here. Don't give it to the devil of Amazon. Give it to the blessing of the local retailer. Create that rewards program so they now too have skin in the game. And your success is now their success. Those are just two examples of how to have skin in the game. There's other ways as well to be able to do that. Pick whatever works best with A, your time, and B, your resources. So in other words, what works best with scheduling? Maybe it be stay after an hour or two, a little bit later than you normally do, so that way anybody from the church can come through and cycle through the store at that point. Maybe it's that your point of sales does some things better than does others. Work with those so that we could easily track and report to those partnering churches that you're working with, so that as you succeed, they succeed, and that they understand that. Sharing that skin in the game. I wanted to share those two things. I, as a bivocational pastor, I can keep this going, but I'm just going to stop it right there, and I will be glad if there are any questions, anything that may need to be asked on. I'll be glad to do so as time allows. But very much in the meantime, some other names if you want some insights, a footnote, if you will, to those who may be viewing. I'd mention Ken there at Good Ruby in Casa Grande. Someone else on reaching out with engaging, if you will, as we look at that, engaging in those proper relationship channels, is Vicki Geist there at Cedar Springs, that she is doing a Secretary's Day. A lot of times stores, they may do a Pastor's Day or some kind of pastor's event, that she is actually working with a Secretary's event so that there is relation capital that is invested there. In regards to intentionally spending time with some of the gatekeepers and doing something for them, Hannah Anderson, there at Lambert's in Boaz, Alabama, that she does a great job of just engaging, whether it's annually, whether it's quarterly, of just engaging with her local churches. And a part of that she'll have that Broadman Supplies catalog and say, anything that you can get in here, you can get from me. So just know that I'm here for you. It's just investing in that relationship. She does a great job at that. So I want to be able to have time if need be, but at the end of the day, I want you to succeed, and I want to be able to see the tide rise for all of us. So that is all I've got.